Guys, life seems to be busier and more expensive than ever. Are you working on reducing expenses and planning for your retirement? Regardless of your financial goals, managing money efficiently has never been more important. Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance platform that helps you save money and spend less. With their app, you can manage subscriptions, lower your bills, monitor your credit score, and build your savings all in one app. Rocket Money has helped me save money that I didn't even realize I was spending. They can safely and securely identify reoccurring charges and cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, all with just a tap. Rocket Money allows you to set budgets that automatically monitor your spending by category and sends you friendly notifications when you've exceeded them. You can also set up a smart savings account with Rocket Money. Just choose the amount you want to save and the frequency, and Rocket Money will automatically deposit savings into a smart savings account. You can withdraw anytime. To try it out for free and unlock more features with premium, head to rocketmoney.com/Chael or just click the link in the description. Adesanya put a video out. Did you guys see this? It was a training video, and he had some kind of mechanism in front of him that it was like a bunch of squares, but they would light up. And it would light up with a number, then Adesanya would touch it, and Adesanya would touch it. I mean, it was fine. There was really not a lot on that. I don't imagine that that is a real training apparatus that Adesanya uses very often. I wouldn't imagine that. I would imagine he's got a buddy who talked him into doing this because he's selling these things on Amazon. I don't know any of that to be true. I'm just sharing with you, in all of my years, I've never seen that. But I've seen versions of it. Anderson Silva used to do something with tennis balls where they would throw tennis balls at him, and sometimes he'd just get out of the way, and sometimes he would catch them. I mean, you've got to find different ways to train. It gets so monotonous, guys. You know, really, you can only stand and jump a rope so long before you start to lose your mind. You got the speed bag, you got the double in bag, then you got your mid work. I mean, right, you've only got so many things. So if Adesanya's doing this and it causes some kind of reaction, like, I'm sure whoever created that board and hears me saying it right now, I'm really not putting your board down. But I also, please don't come out and tell me all of the scientific reasons and what it does with your muscle memory and the stimulating of the... Stop. If Izzy needed a break, that's what you would do. And he did. Okay, so this video comes out. Pereira comes out. Pereira's on a hoverboard. Did you guys see that one? Now, I told you before, Pereira doesn't come out very often. At the same time, Pereira's never missed. Now, we're only at 7. This represents the 7th time that Pereira has done something, but I could state all 7 of them for you. And there's nobody in the sport right now, or in the history of the sport, that I could do that for. That I couldn't tell you how many interviews they did, or what happened in those interviews. I only could do it with Pereira. Something is going very well there. I didn't realize these two were related. I saw them both. I thought nothing of it. And Pereira looked so good and so natural on that hoverboard. Like he was actually finding his opponent as he was sparring, that I thought that was something that he did. I now find out that he did that to mock Adesanya's touching of this Christmas tree that's lighting up. Okay, fine. He got on a hoverboard and he sparred? I mean, I got to start with, that's not something that he does on a regular basis. He was floating around that thing, getting out of the way of punches and floating in to get... I mean, I'm just saying, like, that is an incredibly athletic thing to do. Shockingly athletic thing to do. And the mere fact that Pereira was doing it to mock Izzy, that's good stuff for me. And I don't mean for the hype and the back and forth. I mean the mere fact that Izzy put out a training footage and Pereira had seen it. He should be stalking his opponent. Pereira claims that he's gone to bed every night for the last 5 years thinking about Adesanya. That's good stuff. I mean, that really lends you into a direction of competitive spirit. And I'll also tell you one thing about Adesanya. He's never had a partner. Adesanya has just had opponents. I mean, Adesanya walks the ring. He's doing The Undertaker. You couldn't even remember what his opponent had walked out to, what song it was. And I'm sure it was a top 10 hit at one point, and you had just heard it 1 minute ago. But you could say that for all of Adesanya's fights. He's never had somebody that can work with him. Paulo Costa met him partway. But he even got Paulo a little bit before Paulo was Paulo. A little bit before he was out. And I would think that that would be a positive. But whenever something new happens, you have to wonder just that. How is the guy going to respond? If a guy acts just like you think people will like that. Oh, he'll like that. He'll understand. Well, not always, right? If you're ever in a fight and a guy keeps jabbing you and he won't stop, jab him back. He'll stop. If you're in a fight and a guy's making these weird movements, make them back to him. He will stop. People don't always like to see a mirror reflection of themselves. Is it going to drive? Is it going to motivate Adesanya? Like, you'll get some jerk to come out there and say that, yeah, I saw the hoverboard thing, and that's just going to drive and motivate. Stop. I mean, Adesanya is plenty motivated. He is the champion of the world. He's going into a fight with a rival of a different sport. Oh, and by the way, Adesanya made this fight. Don't ever forget that. Joe Rogan went into the ring, and Adesanya could have gone in a few different directions. Adesanya, Joe, stop everything. This is my next opponent. So I don't know that Adesanya needs this motivation, but at the same time, Pereira does need to be studying Izzy constantly. People evolve. People get better. Think about the first time that we saw Izzy fight in the UFC. A real blueprint for how to beat him was put on display. Many people thought Vettori did beat him. That includes one of the judges. It was a split decision. That includes Michael Bisping, who sat there and called the fight. I'm just sharing with you. They go rematch down the road. Vettori doesn't win a round, let alone almost win the fight. And that's not a commentary on Vettori. Speaking of Adesanya, getting better. So if Pereira thinks he's going to be getting in there with the guy that he saw many years ago, but he's not. He doesn't think that. He's watching him. He's studying him. He's preparing for him. And I would love to hear from you guys who the better striker is. And it's not as easy as they fought twice and Pereira won. I heard Henry Cejudo say that yesterday. Now, that's really good math, right? Who's the better striker? Okay, they went and struck this guy. That's good math. I do understand, but there was more to those fights. That first fight, people thought that Adesanya won. It's the whole reason they did the second match. Second match, Adesanya was winning moments. He gets caught, he gets knocked out. I mean, it was a little bit strange. And then when you go straight over to MMA, right, it's the threat of the takedown. The takedown's not the big problem. You work on being in guard. You work on getting off of bottom. It's the threat of the takedown. It's worrying that he's going to come in. That changes your striking completely. And that took Pereira a minute. Pereira's first fight in the UFC, he didn't look great. He didn't even look like a great striker. His second fight, he didn't look great. He didn't even look like a great striker. But he looked like a guy that was figuring it out. He's like a guy that understood range. He understood movements. He was doing detective work during the fight. He's watching everything that his opponent does. Then he's getting those rhythms down. And Adesanya's not going to come out and offer that threat, and Pereira's not going to come out. I'm just wondering who's better. Pure striking with the pillows on your hands is vastly different. Vastly different than 4-ounce gloves. There has never been a boxing guy, ever, zero, that has watched an MMA practice before he got in. Right, he's going to come coach the team, but he doesn't know him, man. He's going to come in and pop in for a day. He's going to watch these guys. Maybe he's going to watch for a whole week before he says anything. There has never, zero, been a boxing guy to come to MMA that isn't blown away at how little we use a jab. And on that boxing day, his first guy, he's going to come and show you how to do a jab. He's going to show you the effect of his jab. He's going to use lines from boxing such as a jab controls a fight. But in the history of MMA, that's only actually happened one time. George St. Pierre versus Josh Koscheck is the only MMA fight in history where a jab controlled the fight. But if I go watch boxing, I could be watching 9-year-old kids. I could watch 19-year-old Olympians. I could be watching the pros at 29-year-old. The jab will control the fight. That's true. I'm sharing with you one of the differences. It's not because MMA guys don't do that or that they even observe it works in boxing. It's because with a 4-ounce glove, it's not the same setups. It's not the same defenses. It's not the same reactions. It doesn't need to be. Now, I bring that boxing example over when I tell you, I'm wondering who the better striker is. But it's not as simple as they went and had a striking contest. There's more to this. And it looks like Pereira wants to play. Pereira's not totally comfortable in this. He doesn't quite know how. But I think he's holding his own. I really do. I think he's getting Izzy's attention. I do wonder psychologically, is that good for him or is that bad?